Good morning to all of you. Today we are all overburdened by the pandemic coronavirus. Coronavirus is actually a RNA virus of influenza. And today I will be dealing with antiviral drugs. An overview. Now, what is virus? First I will try to tell you. Virus is an inert particle, inert substance which is inactive outside the host. But when it enters the host, it becomes active, and not only active, it hijacks or it takes over the host body for its own purpose. That is why it is called an obligate parasite. Now, before starting, what is it? I'll try to tell you what are the potential problems of antiviral treatment and what should be the ideal antiviral agent. In the treatment of viral infection resistance, immunological response and host toxicity are the main problems. There are two things which are being discussed nowadays is immunity and immunity. And second is our innate systems are acquired and innate immunity, how much we will handle the viral load. So the properties of an ideal antiviral agent is its greater selectivity, low toxicity to the host. There is no antiviral drug which is not toxic, but the aim should be it should be very less toxic. Second is in vivo stability. Inside the body, it should be stable, and it kills latent virus as well. Means it should kill the active replicating virus also and the latent virus which are present inside the cell. Now, what are the difficulties in antiviral treatment? As viruses are intracellular parasites, there are very few unique agents in the virus. Now, to start with, we have to see the structure of cell, structure of nucleus, structure of nucleic acid, structure of nucleolus, and from that very side they are acting and destroying the structure. Currently used antiviral drugs do not destroy the virus even at very high dose. They have low efficacy, and the biggest thing is that they are toxic to the host. And because everybody is having a tendency to protect itself, same is the virus. That is why H1N1, they have so many types. The virus keeps on changing its structure and shape so that the drug which we are inoculating, injecting and administering to the patient, the virus changes its shape so that it doesn't act on the virus itself. Now, it is a general structure of the virus. Viruses are obligate intracellular parasites. They utilize host metabolic enzymes. Host means the person who is taking the medicine. Host ribosome for protein synthesis. What is the structure? You can see the structure here. One is capsid. This is the capsid. A protein shell of Capsoma saguinate. It has three purposes: to shield, attach and penetrate. First is to shield, means protect, attach to the cell of the host and to penetrate inside the body. Envelope is hybrid combinations of cell lipids and virus proteins, permits attachment. And nucleic acids, it can be either DNA or RNA enclosed within the capsid that is later used to replicate more viruses within the host cell. Then coming to again the same thing, virus is having a capsid, a nucleic acid, and you can see outside the capsid there is an envelope there is an envelope and a protein. Now before this, now what are nucleosides and nucleotides? I'll try to tell you there are two types of nucleic acids which you may be familiar of. One is DNA, one is RNA. They are polymers of nucleotide. What is nucleotide? Nucleotide consists of three things: nitrogenous base, pentose sugar, and phosphate. Now if you subtract a phosphate from a nucleotide, it becomes a nucleoside. Nucleotide is base, sugar and phosphate. Nucleoside is base and sugar only. The nitrogenous bases found in nucleotide or nucleoside belong to two groups. They are purines and pyrimidines. Purines are adenine and guanosine, and pyrimidines are cytosine, thymine and uracil. RNA consists of two purines, that is adenine and guanine, that is, and two pyrimidines bases cytosine and uracil. Though DNA also carries two purines, adenine and guanine, means adenine and guanine is common in both RNA and DNA, and cytosine is also common. In RNA it is uracil, in DNA it is thymine. The difference lies only in the type of pyrimidine base, which is uracil in RNA but thymine in DNA. The pentose sugar. Now sugar, what is there in RNA is ribose, while in DNA it is deoxyribose. The later has H in place of OH. A nucleoside containing a base linked to the ribose is called ribonucleoside, and those which have the base joined to deoxyribose are called deoxyribonucleotides. Therefore, adenine is linked to ribose, it is called adenosine ribonucleoside, and so on and so forth. You can say purine and pyrimidine analogues as antiviral drugs. What are purine analogues? The drugs I'll try to tell you. Adenine analogues are vidarabine. Guanine analogues are acyclovir, acyclovir, penciclovir, ganciclovir. What are pyrimidine analogues? Thymidine analogues, idoxyuridine, trifluridine. Then cytosine analogues is cidofovir. Now coming to what are the possible targets of action of antiviral agent. This you will understand once you see the cycle of DNA and RNA, but you please see first you see the cycle, the headings of the cycle. First is cell entry. The virus first enters the cell, that is called cell entry. After entering, it uncoats itself. After uncoating, it takes over the genome of the host, that is called transcription of viral genome, then translation of viral proteins, then post-translational modification, then assembly of viral components, after which there is release. Coming to cell entry consists of two things. First is, if you consider this is a virus, first is attachment. It attacks by spikes, what I have told you earlier, and then it starts penetrating inside the host cells. Then classes of selective inhibitors, they are called anti-receptor antibodies and soluble receptor decoys. Penetration, they are fusion inhibitors, they don't allow, here you can say, they don't allow the virus to fuse with the cell. They are called fusion protein inhibitors. Now uncoating. The uncoating is release of viral genome. Since it is covered by a capsid, and capsid is again it is RNA, it doesn't allow the capsid to uncoat. They can be ion channel blockers, capsid stabilizers. Then transcription of viral genome. Transcription of viral messengers, replication of viral genome. It can be inhibitors of either viral DNA polymerase, RNA polymerase, reverse transcriptase as in case of antiretroviral treatment, helicase, trimase or integrase. Translation of viral proteins, as you can say, it takes over the machinery. When it takes over the machinery, then regulatory and structural proteins, regulatory proteins are synthesized first, then structural proteins. The medicines which act are interferons, antisense, oligonucleotides, ribosomes, inhibitors of regulatory proteins, then post-translational modification, proteolytic cleavage, and myrstolysation and glycosylation, they are protease inhibitors. Then assembly of viral components is inhibited by interferons, assembly protein inhibitors, then release budding cell, neuraminidase inhibitors, antiviral antibodies and cytotoxic lymphocytes. Now you can see the step. This is the adenovirus. First is penetration, adsorption, then penetration, then viral DNA in the nucleus, early transcription, its synthesis of early mRNA. Now, अब इसको वो कर दीजिए.